Hello ladies and mental chain, and welcome to another Is It Worth the Gold review. Today we are looking at the M41 90mm German premium tier 8 light tank. This tank is going to probably be available when the Wargaming Grand Finals, whatever the hell their esports thingy starts, and that should be in like a week or so from the release of this video. So this should be in the store reasonably soon. It costs 6,500 gold in game, which is considerably cheaper than any other premium tier 8 tank in the game. This is the first tier 8 premium light tank in the game as well. And yeah, let's just break down the stats first of all. Obviously you have no armor, so there's no point talking about that. So you get 1100 health, view range 400 meters, top speed forward 72, top speed backwards 24, power to weight 21.51. Tank traverse 54, turret traverse is 50. When we come to the gun, this is basically the German gun that is on the RU-251, only slightly worse in most aspects apart from the aiming time. So you have 2181 DPM, 240 damage per shot, 182 penetration. Reload time with equipment and shit you can get below 6 seconds, and probably with consumables around 5.5, 5.7, something like that. Aim time of 1.8 seconds, that is really great. Accuracy 0.38, and the soft stats on this are better than on the RU pretty much in every way, but just slightly, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Altogether though, this is a pretty solid package. It is slightly worse than the RU-251, but RU-251 in my opinion is the best tier 8 light tank. And this is slightly worse than that, which still makes it better than something like a WZ-132, for instance. This tank is huge compared to that, though, and the camo rating of this, I imagine, is not all that great for a light tank. So be careful when you try to be sneaky and shit, and try not to shoot if you don't want to get spotted. That's probably the best advice I can give you regarding the camo on this. Also, before I forget, gun depression on this is 8 for all around. There's no bad angles for the gun depression, which is nice. You don't have that nonsense like the RU-251 does with the bad frontal gun depression and better gun depression to the sides. Then again, 8 is not like ideal. For instance, something like tier 7 Bulldog probably has a better gun depression, but I guess this is what you kind of get with the bigger gun. One thing to mention about this gun is that the shell velocity on this is really bad comparison with other 90mm guns. This is 830, for instance. Something like an AMX CDC has the shell velocity of 1000, so it's a really slow shell, which you can notice as well a lot when you play, especially when you try to shoot at long ranges. You really need to lead your targets correctly with this gun to be able to hit them properly. You can see that here as well. And another nice thing about this tank is that it does get the Tsukiji Round, which you should carry around as well. 100 penetration on HE is really powerful when you deal with the soft armor targets. So far in this game, we are losing. Took this early position, didn't really want to play aggressive against those light tanks because I couldn't really predict what their TD setup is gonna be, but since the Yak Tiger was camping kind of far away, I could have helped my light tank a bit better there at the start. Anyways, now we have to go back and defend. I could try to shoot HE at that, but I'm in danger of being spotted by the WZ, so I don't really feel like it. Plus, I think getting shots on these guys would be much more valuable for me. I was thinking about shooting the T30, but then AMX 5120 is just a much better target, much bigger, and has way less armor as well. Here I should have really loaded HE. The thing about HE, the HE shell velocity is even worse than the AP shell velocity, so you don't want to shoot HE at sick ranges like this, even though in this case I should have. This is a pretty clean shot and one of the weakest armored tier 9 heavy tanks, probably the weakest. Then again, like 100 pen can be misleading sometimes when you shoot like a 5120 in the front. You could actually bounce that as well, but I'm pretty sure I would have made these shots with HE as well, and he is kind enough to stop and feed me once again there. And now this clueless tiger trying to cap, not even looking at me. I need to be careful here not to get shot by something like a T30. That would really hurt, so I'm gonna try to relocate to the right any second now, try to take another one, but this one goes straight to the ground. Need to change my angle just to not get shit on by that 5120. The T30 dies, the already picks that one up. And now tracking the tiger would be crucial here. If I track him, I can do whatever I want with him. Tiger is a pretty shitty tank to face when you have no armor and you really need to kill him quickly. This guy is completely clueless, but my shots are just missing, which is unfortunate. He's also shooting HE, which is even more dangerous to me than a regular tiger. But already does pick him up as well, and now the problem that I have here is this guy. You cannot really do shit against that. I can't really commit to killing him, and I can't really run away as well without giving him the free easy shot on me, but he gets the gun depression before he needs to show his tracks, so I am pretty damn screwed here, and I need to run away. I could have tried to start playing with him here, but it's better for me to try to let my teammates help me, so that's exactly what I'm doing. He misses his shot, luckily for me, and I do get to track him. Sadly, he still has a repair kit, so it does help me a lot. He didn't ram me, and he's going to die. Didn't even notice that my loader got killed there, and that could have costed me there as well. But we bait this guy into our crossfire, and he gets picked up. Now we have still the 5120 to worry about somewhere over here, and the light tank behind us also isn't really making things much better for us. Need to be careful here. Not sure where the Chiri is. Hasn't been spotted for the entire game pretty much. Though we do spot the 5100, and there's the 5120. We really need this kill, and I do get lucky with the shot on the move. The accuracy on the move on this tank is really good with the 1.8 second aiming time. Here, load HE for the first time here, and of course I miss it completely. At this point, my priority really should be not to die, and the Chiri could have just ruined that completely. Really, the easiest way for us to lose is if our low health tanks die, and that goes for me and one of the leopards who is on one-shot health. Well, kind of one-shot health, you know what I mean. We need to make sure that we stay alive, and we'll get this game in the bag. I'm gonna go for some flanking around the south side and see if I can do something to the 5100. The 5100 probably is going to try to kill me first, as I was the easiest target with the lowest amount of health. But when we talk about how you should play this, in most maps it's just gonna be a slightly faster medium with a lack of pen. You can obviously compensate that by shooting a lot of gold, but that's not really what I do. I did still load a heat for the side of the Japanese heavy tank, because those are extremely well balanced by wargaming. Hats off to you. Hats off, guys. Well done. Now the 5100 gets spotted. He was going for me pretty much, and this is a pretty shitty shot. With this bad show velocity, with HE and with my leopard in front of me, this is really bad. I need to aim this fully, but again, as I said, I really need to lead this shot. I go for a lucky YOLO shot, and somehow it hits him in the hull, probably in the back of the hull or something, and actually does pen, and already picks him up. So now this game is pretty much over. Like, throwing this away would be pretty damn impossible, so we are just going to see if we can spot the Chiri now. The equipment of choice in the light tank, as always, rammer, vert stabs, and optics. You can make the 6 setup with consumable, no optics, ventilation, and rammer. If you run consumable and you have a good crew with brothers and arms and all the view range skills, you will have the maximum view range in this tank pretty easily, I guess. But I don't really use the premium consumables that much, well, ever really, so that's not a setup for me. But if you want to go for it, that's also a valid thing to do. So the gameplay pretty much reveals the biggest weakness of this premium tank. We do get an ace tanker badge, obviously 2,470 experience with premium count, high caliber and confederate, and with all that struggle, 4,254 damage done, 1,456 assisted. We only made 90k credits, which is really weak comparison with the other tier 8 premiums. I did shoot 3 heat rounds, which plummeted my profit a bit, but even then, the profit this tank makes, you seem to get way more money for damage assisted than damage done. It could be due to the fact how the spotting and experience mechanics work together. If you're not spotting the target you're shooting at, you get half the experience, and I was sniping quite a bit in that game, and you do end up doing that quite a bit in light tanks in general. But as a premium, this is pretty good. It's definitely the best premium light tank. Well, you can't say it's the best, because the tier 6 light tanks with the Type 64 with full gold and playing against tier 6 plebs will be just better at winning games. But this is a competitive premium. If it doesn't get overpriced like hell, it's not a bad pickup if you like light tank gameplay. But you do have to sit through those terrible matchmaking games where you just face nothing but E100s all day, which obviously is less than ideal. So, the verdict, is this tank worth the gold? Well, kinda, sorta, yeah. It's super cheap. 6,500 gold is the cheapest tier 8 premium now in the game. It's even cheaper than the Super Rushing and all the non-preferential matchmaking mediums as well. But this also is the trickiest tank to make money in a tier 8 as well. It doesn't, first of all, it doesn't make that much money. Second of all, you have pretty much the opposite of preferential matchmaking, and tier 9 games is where you're gonna be at most of the time. Well, half the time, and the rest of it is gonna be tier 10. But then again, you get what you pay for, and the value you get for 6.5k gold here cannot really be denied if you want to play light tanks. This is a package you should definitely look into. We'll see how much they will overprice this when this comes out in the packages, but if this has a good price, it might be worth your time and might be worth picking up. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you on the next one.